Ooh, hello. Arcane Library, this kind of works. Oh, this looks very nice. That's okay. I can't grab anything from here. Can I grab anything from here? Nope, there's nothing grabbable. Damn. Oh, what happened here with this one?
Well, they all seem a bit out of alignment, Panda.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's good. It makes it seem a bit more organic, so... I mean, this one's just a bit shorter than the rest, so... You know what happened there? Like, look at this one. Way.
It's strange because this one seems shorter. I think the
It
other
is...
ones are shorter.
No, I think this one's actually just been sunk down a little bit. The rest of the... See, it's... Oh, wait, no, here's another one who's shorter.
Collectors. Really tall humanoid-like creatures that literally have archives of every single person's life.
Huh?
Sorry, what did I
Tricky.
walk into?
This map was once used for roleplay, and apparently that roleplay became the law for this whole world. That apparently this whole library is for something known as the collectors, where a bunch of librarians have books on every single person's life. They are just currently not here.
Okay. So, hypothetically, my life story could be here.
Yeah.
Hypothetically.
Your life story is possibly, hypothetically, yes, your life
Man.
story is in one of the books.
Well, you know, it's just like going on to... It's, you just open a book and then it's just a link to VRChat Wiki. VRChat Legends Wiki.
Pretty much.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. Except that in that case, the librarians are only interested in people in Rufflegator's group. Or what's it? The Ascension.
That's why there's a section over there that's probably for Rufflegator's group.
Yeah, well,
Probably,
that's...
hidden behind lock and key.
Well, the thing is that I'm not gonna lie. If the only things that are actually getting updated by that aren't people doing it themselves are either going to be the Gator RP, Ascension, or Callus Row. I've got no idea of anything else that would be done by other people for people other than themselves.
I don't know.
I had
But
to
was
do
only in
mine.
this world once.
Yay!
I was only in this world once. And when I was in this world, it was when the law was solidified for this world.
Okay, fair enough. So yeah, so this is going to be a workshop then of some kind. So yeah, yeah. I mean, oh,
So
me burger. Yep.
I-
I like
there's no better
Okay,
way
chat.
than
Do
to
you like
say-
food? I think
Better way. There's no better
This
way
is-
than to say welcome to like this whole idea with this
Uh,
workshop thing I have. It's both for streaming. It's streaming purpose, but at the same time, it is meant for people after RP sessions at the Lotus Garden.
yeah. So
Those of you who are watching on my stream, hi. If
This
you have
is-
questions about RP, now's your time to ask. I will give out advice and what I think about it and stuff like
so
that.
I'm not sure. Maybe in a
I
bit.
can tell my
When I've got
experience so far,
when I've got an
I
opportunity,
have
I
been
might
RPing
ask people
definitely
if
for
they
10
like
plus
food.
Years. I've been a DM for 8+ years now, and I've done both LARPing, tabletop, and I've been doing this VR chat RP for 2 years now with Yui the character. So I feel like I do have some experience.
Yay!
Yay. So, and I believe the first topic I want to bring out for this so-called workshop thingy is, well, the consistency and the motivation to keep the same character. That is one thing I have noticed in the RP community, in VR chat at least. So what I want to bring up is how you can think, how to keep that character ongoing and stuff. Because I'm not saying everyone has this issue, but I've seen so many people that easily give up on their character and just change to something else, or they have too many characters and they don't really have a quotation main character.
Seen it.
I know we have too many examples of that, but I'm not gonna pull out names.
No, I'm not gonna pull out names either.
No, but I'm just saying. Wow, you look good by being up there actually on the camera view. No.
Yeah, sorry,
Like a
Tron.
personal-
Not for this thing in particular, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
So
So
Yeah.
first things first. Wow. First things first. So what I want to go
Unless
starting off at.
you're
what
actually
is the
interested in
difference when you
RP,
know your
so
main
then
character?
if you let me know,
Well,
then
for
I'll
me
let you in.
personally, when it comes to the metaverse RP, I believe what an important key factor. It doesn't matter how much story you have written to your character or backstory. You can just come in bluntly and have nothing. I think the
Yay!
key component is you need to take the motivation yourself. Like you need to get that engine going. You cannot expect people to come and pull you in and like, oh, now you have a reason to RP a character. You need to find that yourself. You need to get yourself involved. But another important thing as well, when you're fresh at least, because this is also a common mistake for new players. Don't overpower your character, seriously. Start something decent. You can have power, but don't come in and say you're a god, you're an eldritch, you're a Jesus himself. I don't know. It's like, keep it basic. Start with basic shit. If you don't have experience of RPing, and this is your first time RPing, don't come in with a god complex. What that will do in the end, you will get frozen out. That's what's gonna happen. You will not be invited to events. That's what's gonna happen. Why would someone invite you, an overpowered god, to an event where you can basically snap your finger and kill everything? What's the point of the event then? Nothing.
There's
So
been
you have to be
way
careful.
too many RPs in VR chat that's had that happen.
Exactly. And that's an also very important thing when you create your first character. Flaws. You need to have flaws. Write that down. What flaws do you have? I'm not
Hey,
going to go
Ollie.
into deep detail with my
We-
character.
We're doing an. This is an
But I can
RP
tell one
workshop,
thing.
so.
Fight fire with fire. That's all I will tell you.
Mwah.
But
There
the
you
thing is,
go.
there's also a thing with the meta and all that. But that's an odd topic for itself with the metagaming.
How are you doing,
Alright.
Ollie?
So I
All
can
good?
use fire
Creating your
magic,
character.
but you could still be
Yeah.
highly flammable.
That's the
Being an
thing, just
undead
because
corpse
you're
though.
using fire magic doesn't mean that you're immune to fire.
Exactly. A lot of people think that.
Yes.
Well, that's the broken logic in like most RPs. Just because you're using a certain type of magic, everyone believes that they're immune to that type of magic. No,
No.
you
Exactly. That's
Look-
why I
as you
just said
said,
what I said.
Doesn't mean you
you
can't be
use
lit.
fire, you can still be burned. Oh my
I'm
Wow.
a fucking undead corpse for crying out loud.
Keeping
I'm
it
like
in topic
kindling.
here. Keeping in topic. So, what I want to come with here as well when you're creating your own characters,
Alright,
it is
see you,
important
Ollie.
that you write down flaws as well. Because if you don't have flaws, what is the purpose of you being concerned if you're going into a battle or something? You need to have a motivation why you need to be on the edge, why you're careful. Even if you're super strong, one thing that I have in mind for my character, because I do have a strong character, I'm not going to deny that. But what is the motivation for my character to be careful? Those around me are not that strong. They cannot take that hit. It's going to be on me if they die. That's the motivation for my character to be super careful. I
Usually
see
what a
Panda
thing-
racing.
Character
usually what a
development.
thing-
Yes.
Character development. Just that statement. Because, like, with
Well,
flaws, if you're a perfect being, then how can you develop as a character? How can you have your dramatic story arc?
Exactly. Point for you, Panda.
Hooray!
Yay, you get an 8+.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
but wow, are you jealous? No, either way. No, but it's like character development is super important, and I believe personally, what we have ongoing with the garden staff, there is a lot happening now. Especially on my end. Holy shit. None of us expected the Red Hound character to be out that long.
No.
And I've never played a Red Hound character for is it 5 months now?
Very
Just
long
about.
time. It's been very long.
And usually when I have him out, it's maximum a month. Those times he has been summoned while I've been RPing. This says something. Speaking of flaws, there's a good flaw that happened to my character. How you worded a contract. I'm stuck now until that contract is dealt with, or there's other measurements, but I'm not gonna meta that. Because that's also a very important key factor. Yes, you're supposed to have fun when you're creating your character and when you're trying to keep that main character. But I believe also, don't break the rules just because it isn't fun. You need to adjust to it, make sure it works around. Don't come like... People have told me, well, yes, I have complained that I'm stuck as Red Hound. But at the same time, I love it. Because it is something I did not expect. It's a very big character development that is
Ooh.
happening to that character.
You know, tell you what,
And,
Hell yeah, motherfucker.
Bisha,
oh yeah.
request
Yes,
invite
but-
off of UE.
But there's some
See if
people that
see if
comes
they
with this argument like,
if they allow it.
but if you're not having fun, just fuck it and go with whatever you want to do. No! Don't be that person to break the rules. Like, yes, the only time you can go with that one, in my
Yeah.
opinion,
Okay.
if it's
See you in a
bullshit.
bit, Gage.
But this is not a bullshit factor. This is a flaw from my end, and I have to bite the dust and accept it. But there will be consequences next time this individual summon Red Hound. If there's gonna be a next time, that is.
I feel character development is a lot more enjoyable than just being really strong and fully fleshed out from the beginning.
Mm.
There's not much
can't
suspense.
plan for
and there's
everything.
Hmm.
But one thing that I do believe a lot of people have problem when they create new characters
Yeah.
overall.
Maybe
And this is
asking
the
them
biggest
first
flaw
because
for
I'm
the
not sure.
majority of the people I've seen. Yes, it's nice to play NPCs and you feel you don't have the motivation, the energy to play your main character. It is fine to play another character, but crying out loud, don't have 10 plus character on the side and you shift every fucking time. Try to stick to one main character. Otherwise, what's the purpose of RPing with you if we're never gonna get the chance to know that character?
Develop that character. Character development.
We're getting back to that one, yes.
But yeah.
Sunflower seeds.
Visha wants in. Should I let them?
Who?
Visha.
It's an open lobby for
Okay.
workshop as long, but then he just
Yeah.
just have to
No,
know
they-
we're talking about RP stuff now.
Yep.
It's
No,
but
that's
what
fair.
I believe as well. But what I believe
Yeah,
is
that's right. Okay, there you go.
very important as well that I need
This
to
is a
point out.
workshop.
Yes, it's good to write a backstory, but leave some things in the backstory that does, like, empty years or months, like what happened there. Who knows? That could be some things you can add up together with someone else's arc or something, like, or Anisha, you don't want to remember that part. It's like, but it's also very important in the opposite direction. Do not plan your future with your character. Big fucking no in my book. It's okay to plan how you want your character to search, how you want them to die or finish that arc or book or whatever. But you cannot plan it. You can have it written down like a scenario. But don't make it linear. You cannot make it linear. It will never be linear. You're not control of the story. That's the whole point of an RP group and LARPs and all that. You are not the only player. We're all players. Everyone has their touch into their own story. You cannot control your own story. Keep that in line.
I think you got to have a balance as
Yep.
well. If you rely too much on people to enable you, then nothing good you're going to have.
Balance, yes, but in this case, when it comes to story writing for your main character, how I write a story usually, there is a beginning, there is at least 3 endings. I'm saying 3 because scenario-wise, but the middle, let it develop. I don't care what happens. I don't plan anything there. But there are people that have this, I want this story to happen, I want this arc to happen because of this past. Just leave it be. Let it just happen. That's how I see it.
So, yeah, so one of the things I want to say is, instead of having like a defined direction of what you want your character to go, I myself have like themes, like, hey, I want this character to explore the theme of blank, or this character to explore the theme of blank. So it's sort of like, it's more just seeing how other characters interact with that, and then how that character would then develop. So yeah, so one of those.
What theme does Panda explore?
I don't know. What do you guys think?
Here's the thing.
Absurdity.
Wow.
That what you just said there, Panda, is a good example in my opinion. You don't know because you don't expect it. You want it to develop. Let it be to the unknown. That's the beauty of RP. It just happens with the flow whenever it happens.
Yeah, I don't think I've got too much more to add to that. So, yeah.
Well, either way. So, chat, if you have questions, feel free to write them if you're into this. The topic is about
Yes, I know, bruh.
main character, your main character. If
See-
you feel the
Fuck.
loss, or not loss, the
Oh,
flame
wait, hold on.
are
There we go.
dying out, like, how do you
we
expect
go.
it to keep it up?
3,
Well,
2, 1.
never
Spot!
take a small break and play another character for a little while, but find reasons to come back. But anyway, if you all have some type of questions, now is the time to ask.
More of a statement, and it has to do with
Shoot.
backstories.
Do you have any guys? Do you guys have any questions?
Sai has repressed memories that have been substituted with her own, you know, her own reality of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm gonna say straight out, she's lying about her parents immediately chasing her out of the house.
Well, duh.
No
But
shit.
yeah, suppressed memory, amnesia, a very good trope if you want to start a new character. It's nothing wrong with it. It's just very common.
It's honest. It's a suppressed memory. It's her parents had her living with them for at least a week before they finally decided no, she needs to be put down, but we can't do it. Send mercenary to do it instead. While she's out.
Right. You guys have anything about keeping your character in line? How to keep that spark going? If you have any
Well,
questions
they
about
did
that,
well
shoot.
roleplay
I'll
as
give
well,
my honest
so
opinion and my tips and advice.
yeah.
Like I said, this character has been going on for 2 years.
Um,
It's not until recently with Dr. Gruben that I actually managed to do a new character. And that was this year.
Don't diss on Gruben.
that I'm not dissing on Gruben.
Gruben is a little meme character, but at the same time, there is some serious shit behind what we have talked about, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, questions.
Introducing. So, when you come across a new roleplay and you make a new character, what's do you generally have like, what steps do you do when making a character? Do you like do as much research into the thing as possible and then design a character around that, or do you go in with a specific idea and then make nudges to it so that it fits the setting?
So, one important thing is when it comes to the VR chat RP at least, we have to have in mind is the matter of fact is each lobby is their own. Not everything is in the metaverse, for example. You need to apply to the rules and settings there. Because if you're gonna come in like, what the fuck is this? What is that? What is that? It doesn't make sense if it's on a specific verse or world or something. For example, in the metaverse, that is totally fine because everything collides there. But if you're into someone else's lobby where it's not really with the metaverse, you do need to read up about it so you get a setting into your character's head. Like, this is the world, this is common, this is not common. You need to read that up, in my opinion. Because otherwise you're just gonna look like a total jackass if you're gonna come in like that.
Kind of like the things
Sure.
with Tycona's and Ventra's family realm stuff.
Yeah.
I
Mm.
don't know if that's counted in the metaverse or not, though.
I mean,
That's up to Code because she created
Yeah.
it.
I gotta ask her.
But yes.
no, no. With that in particular, it's sort of like because you've got various people coming into the metaverse, but they seem to be from their own realm, and then their various RPs are from their different realms. So I take it that just general cross RP, unless the other RP is also metaverse, that's generally discouraged then.
It's nothing wrong that you come in from another verse and all that shenanigans. But I mean, how should I point this out? When I created my character and what I had in mind, I did research in VRChat Legends, obviously. I checked up. I did watch some of the RP streams a little before to be fair, I just randomly joined Sachi and I got put on spot if I wanted to join RP. I was like, okay. I was planning to jump in, but that wasn't the plan. But that happened.
Yeah.
But either way, so...
Is this like a call out of my character or something?
No, I don't think
No.
anyone was specifically targeting your character.
Trust me, there are so many people from other verses and worlds. You are not alone with that. Don't feel attacked. There
No.
are so many people that does that.
No, I don't mean specifically. I don't mean specifically different brands. Like if we're talking about like the fact that you're a ship girl, or if someone's from like from the Doctor Who universe or something like that. No, I mean like actual like for example Pathfinder. We've got someone in the Pathfinder who's currently got like a zombie plague, and I'm just wondering if they walk into the bar and then they turn up next to, oh hey, I can heal everything about you. Zibbity-zabbity-doo! That sort of thing.
But that is also a very important topic, but I'll probably bring it up for another workshop. Respecting the boundaries and rules of other characters, well, players and their character. But that is something I will bring up later. But yes, you do. That is a scenario that can happen, and that's what you do have to have that in mind when you're joining certain realms in the RP community. Like, it is super common for a lot of creatures. Now, like in the metaverse, everyone can basically jump to a lot of universes and stuff like that. But the thing is, in my opinion, and how I've written for my character, for example, it needs to be common. Like, what do I mean by common? It needs to be logical. It needs to make sense why you can do it. Don't come with like, I have a machine. No, it's just natural for me. To me, that is like semi-boring. For example, my character, the Red Hound, yes, I can hop around in different realms, but alternated universes, that ain't my area, my dude. That ain't my area. It doesn't make sense
And
for my character to be able to do that.
You usually have to visit the realm beforehand, too.
That is a key component for my character. I mean, For example, I had a story arc. Sadly, I didn't stream this one because I had a period where my PC was much worse, that I barely could stream. Where I kind of combined my teleportation magic in combination of machinery, so we actually forced open an alternate verse. So it was a mixing of magic and technology. What's it called? Technomancy? Is it called like that?
Yeah,
Technomancy,
technomancy.
Magitech.
Yeah, that sort of thing.
Yeah. So, and I'll still say that it's one of the coolest RP I've ever was involved with. But just because my character could go to that part now, doesn't mean I can go back there now, because it's not still within my universe for my character. So, yeah. Speak.
So for characters who've essentially been designed or have a design in mind, rather, when they like, in essence, trying to think like, but if they have a reason to be able to travel to these areas, and in essence they've got lore to back it up, is it okay to be able to travel to alternate universes and things?
Once again, I'm not saying that it's forbidden. It's my common taste and how I feel about it. Like, yes, you can come from an alternate verse. With the metaverse, that is totally fine and open about that. But I want it to make sense. There's the difference.
I'm from an alternate verse. Well, a few.
I mean, from my character's perspective, you have a bloody curse.
Well,
That's why you can do it.
well, yeah, that's sort of how I said it. It's like one day on my home verse, I just slept on a tree and the tree got offended. So, and then I've been accidentally bouncing through different universes since.
And there's the interesting part. What you did is so simple, but it works, and it still makes it unique, in my opinion. There's also a thing, don't overcomplicate when you're writing the backstory and stuff for your character. Overall, when you're doing your character, don't make it unnecessarily complicated. Make it simple, and then you flesh it out over time. Everything doesn't have to be done at day one before you RP.
Like, Sai can't even teleport. She just got a return stone to go home.
I mean, I can't teleport. Well, yeah, my powers
Willfully.
Well, yeah, exactly. I can't willfully. I mean, I can, not really willfully. It's but yeah, no. I mean, that is one of the things that I've sort of done with mine, is that I've developed, or I've thought of, what would actually be interesting. Someone who may have like very, very small, very hyper-specific ability, but also doesn't have that much control over it either. And it's sort of like, it's right, no, I'm trying to remember, where was I going with this? I just thought that for a character who's sort of like, because it's actually, funny enough, when I first came into the Purple Lotus, I hadn't even established my character that far. I just thought, oh hey, I'm now a giant panda. I was intending on coming in as the polar bear, but you were already at the door and was asking how I was, so I thought like, oh okay, looks like I'm this then. So
we like the panda, all right?
Yeah, I know, and so it then naturally, organically developed, being like, oh hey, wait, I don't have any pockets. How am I supposed to buy food? So it's sort of like, I came in as a completely blank slate, and then just thought like, oh wait, if I'm supposed to function in a society with money, I need to have things that let me carry it around. So bag, I did also sort of wing things about coming from different dimensions because to be honest, I did actually come from VR chat from like a different game community. So I thought, you know what, that would be sort of help adding to like this whole thing of being a nomadic traveler who goes from place to place. So
Mm-hmm.
I did have a theme going in at least with that, but that was sort of like almost self-insert turned character almost. I don't know.
Well, at least you didn't have too much pre-planned backstory. You kind of went with it, and didn't you have fun by doing that?
Well, yeah, it's meant that I could say it's meant that I could say things. Just I could ad lib my backstory, and I don't know. Being able to ad lib a backstory is sort of an interesting experience at the very least.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm pretty certain that I didn't have the idea of being a delivery squire up until the point of the interview. So, you know.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Not gonna lie, I
One
kind of
thing-
stole some of my backstory from Sylvanas.
Okay.
there's nothing wrong to take inspiration. Absolutely nothing wrong. But it's another thing if you blunt out plagiarize.
Yeah.
No, I'm
To-
not plagiarizing. I'm not plagiarizing.
No,
Yeah,
that
move.
was
Ah, my
actually
controllers.
the delivery squire was actually I got that inspiration because like I had post night on my phone and I was playing that for a while, so I thought like, oh hey, connect the dots. Oh okay, yeah, sure, why not? So
Well,
look, beg, borrow, and
Literally
steal.
bases it.
Literally stole, just stole the concept, nudged it a little bit so that it's not immediately recognizable, and then just rolled with it. So yeah, delivery squire.
Ship girl, literally just like they just come from that universe. Okay.
and there's nothing wrong to play something that already exists. But one thing that is super important is if you're gonna be in the metaverse, you do have to adapt that into the metaverse rule settings.
Mhm. What kind
It's
of
not
rules
like
are you
saying
talking
because
about?
you're powerful in your realm doesn't mean it's the same equivalent in our realm.
Mhm.
That is a very important key factor. I believe a lot of people.
I'm a god. I should have god powers.
No,
I mean,
no.
not
A good
I
example. If someone comes in and say they're a Saiyan, yeah, fuck off. We're not gonna RP with you. I'll
Oh.
tell you that right now.
I work with one of those on Tuesdays. He makes me wear a maid dress, and so I have to serve other
Listen,
he's
DBZ
adorable.
Is that
characters.
involved with the metaverse though?
Sort. No, it's light. It's light RP. It's fine. It's open
There
lobby
we go.
light RP.
Different.
but he's a really cool dude though. Like
Yeah, no. We aren't
Um,
questioning that though.
But
The
anyway,
It's not about that.
I like salt.
We're talking about different races and power levels now. For
mhm.
example,
So
the reason I go with Super Saiyan, everyone has either read or seen Dragon Ball, and you see for some reason Goku over Trumps every fucking time for some fucking reason. There's
A
no
lot of
limit to
instance.
Super Saiyan.
So typically, like the power level I've set for Levy is like equivalent to a battleship because that's what they are.
but the thing
So
But the thing is, you're saying battleship. What is a battleship? Because you're saying ship girls, and the thing is, it's within a game. Correct me,
mhm.
right?
Yes.
And the thing is, there's a different type of power level and stats and stuff like that is there. But you're saying you're a ship. Well, technically, my character can go through a ship. Technically, if I'm gonna go like that.
technically I could be a tugboat.
For fuck's sake.
Look,
Meanwhile, mine could be
I
a
am
repair
carrying a
ship.
I am carrying a battleship, so therefore I'm a
You're-
tugboat.
You're literally actually using an altered
I
version
know.
of one of the.
I know. That was a joke.
Yeah, but okay. No, but it's like Another thing you
Scamcat.
should think about your main character, if we're gonna go back to that topic. One thing you do have to do as well when you're...
Well, I actually
have
still
to
have a question
admit-
about the previous topic then.
Okay, we'll go back. Shoot.
How do you translate the power level from, or your abilities from one universe into metaverse? How do I square my power level with someone like Yuhi's and
Hi, sis.
Pandas and the other?
What I do, so I know there's a lot of people that will say there's a little contradiction in what I'm gonna state here, but I will. This is my honest opinion. D&D is it's good tabletop RPG. No, not RPG, RP tabletop. That's what I was saying. Problem is, in my opinion, and this is someone that has experience of LARPing, take that shit away.
Mm-hmm.
You can take inspirations from spell, stats, race, yes, but ripping it off from the book itself. There's a reason why there's a dice system, because there's supposed to be a DM that is gonna roll against you. In the metaverse, we don't have that. Sure, we have DMs for certain events, but it's not every time we have dice involved. So, don't do that.
Well,
You can take inspiration from the spells and stuff like that.
okay,
But don't
Yeah.
take it straight
I'm
forward.
going
Go
to
on,
say
Panda.
for the Barverse, because let's be honest, most of the characters that turn up at the Purple Lotus also go to Golden Crown, like Jade Dragon and all the others. They're just the Barverse. Because because they, for the most part, they tend to be purely social. I don't think when it's the purely social, what's your actual combat abilities and what have you? You can be whatever you like, but in a purely social setting, you can't really do that. Your actual power levels are your charisma stat. Yes. So it's sort of like, first of all, in a setting where just everyone is equalized, So just don't overthink it like that. There's also the whole thing of, really, if you're the people who are going to be the most powerful, in quotation marks, is going to be the ones who are actually generally the more popular, the more sociable, those who everyone likes, sort of thing. So, for example, in combat, I myself am incredibly limited, but socially, I'm OP, please nerf. For example.
Not
But-
gonna lie there.
I mean, yes, I did. I have just been tooting my own horn, but yes, it is just along the lines of depends on the RP itself.
But speaking of power, that was what I was going with your main character. You need to know a point where you know, I'm powerful, I'm strong. You need to admit that for yourself, that you know, I cannot completely play fair with this character if I'm gonna go fully out. For example, yes, the Red Hound is super fast. Yes, the Red Hound is super strong. But the thing is, Yui is also fast and strong, not at the same level, but they are more than an average human, I'll tell you that. But the thing is, what you have to have in mind when you have a character that is that strong, please let the lower people at least hit you once or twice.
I think.
Show that you can be hit. Give them that hope that they can beat you.
Well,
I mean, another good example, I want to go before I continue there.
okay.
Say that you're a raid party. You're gonna raid this evil lair. That evil queen or king is on the top of the castle or whatever. You are like the strongest one in the party. And logically, you're thinking, some people would think, oh, but I need to be there because we need to beat that king and queen. This is what I would have done, just to give the low level people a chance. The first floor, probably where the lowest army, but there's like shit tons of them. Probably my character will go more like this. Get to the rest of the floor. I'll deal with all of this.
I think
Because
it's
I'm so strong, I can probably take care of that whole floor by myself.
yeah. I think it's more a case of if you're playing a character who's extremely powerful, the whole thing is that one of the big things that I always go with is you have like a rare and nearly incurable disease. Oh hey, I happen to be a master healer. Here, zibbity zobbity zoo, you are now cured of everything ever. And so it's just along the lines of yeah, you can have a character that does that, but is that really what the whole character arc is supposed to be like? Sure, you can cure them you can cure them all at once, but like, if the whole character development and the plot or is just you've got a disease and you have to come to terms with having the disease and you have to make peace with yourself with the knowledge that it might kill you, and so you become a wiser individual for it, and then just some random high wizard comes and goes like, boop, you're cured now, instant plot resolution, no one is satisfied.
Well, see, I can understand what you're saying, but another thing that the example I gave is the matter of fact that the people that are so-called weak compared to your character, they know that you're strong, both in character and out of character. That will give them a morality boost. Sure, they could question in character.
Planet
Why
eating.
should we believe you? You're our strongest card. And like, this is the DM in me now kicking in, not the player, the dungeon master, the game master, whatever you will call it.
Show you.
You need to give them the spotlight. You cannot be the only one to take it. That's what happens most of the times if you're the strongest one and you're the one that's gonna get the finish blow or something. No, just go to them and say, I have faith in you.
Ah, don't hog the limelight. That's it. Okay. So that's it. It's just making sure that everyone gets their opportunity to shine in the sun.
That is super important. Everyone needs to be on the spotlight once. Because the thing is, if you're in a... Oh, go on.
Well, I'll wait till you finish, because that mine's like a tangent topic.
Okay, but we'll stick to the topic. So the important thing is, no matter what, there will always be that one individual that will have the spotlight. For example, the one that makes the finish blow on the evil boss, or the one that actually resurrected, or was the one taking that fatal blow for a group member or something like that. That is different types of spotlights you can get. But the thing is, if you're a character that could never get hit, can never get knocked down, never bleed, you can kick something with one kick or punch, or you just blow on. You know where I'm going with this, right? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, what's the purpose of the spotlight is on you if it's gonna be that easy? Make them work for it. Make them feel like there's a reason why you're there. Give the lower players or the inexperienced player a chance to shine.
So, okay, so make sure everyone has a turn, and but also make sure to give like encouragement.
So everyone feels as though it's worth them being there, really.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not just that, you kind of want to help people grow. It's kind of, if you're the only one who's making development, you're going to kind of be at the apex by yourself.
Hmm.
So how does one... Well, I guess I just don't know how to exactly square... Like, because in terms of, like, I'm imagining in current situation, the synth issue, yeah? Like, Levy has access to a whole host of
King of all
different
cosmos.
firearms within
Try
her
that.
rigging. So, like, everything from rapid-fire anti-aircraft cannons to secondaries. Would I just, like... But that's the kind of stuff that I wouldn't be able to fire within a city without getting, I don't know, in trouble?
Social connotations.
City, yeah.
Social connotations is always a weakness that people seem to overlook, and then suddenly when someone's Zephyros City News is saying like, Aegis hates vampires or something. There you go, social connotations.
Because, like, I don't know how do I just, like, say, well, you guys aren't really worth my time and leave? Like, how do
No,
I square my character with
so
being...
No.
so the thing is that this isn't along the lines of, I mean, what is the scenario of which you're thinking? Is this just
Like, if I get attacked in an alley
so
by,
if you,
like, a bunch of synth soldiers.
so say for example that happens, first of all, is this actually something that you're going to get dragged into a scene with, or is this just say like, one day you decide to come in saying, oh yeah, I got attacked by synths, I just laser beamed them all, and there's now a hole in the next few blocks?
No, more along the lines of
And
well, I
CG
guess
Brodock.
getting roped in
Yeah.
a way. Yeah, let's go with that. Like, that's the... Because I'm not going to...
Hey, thank
one
you
of the
for
things
the
I
follow,
hate
man.
is people doing stuff off screen without anyone else, because then it really takes away the idea of having, well, witnesses, essentially. If my character's going to do something, I want someone to witness it. Like, which is why my current thing where I'm hunting for the artifact, I'm waiting until I can get enough people to actually do the fight, rather than just hand waving it away, saying, "Oh, my character got
But then you need NPCs for that.
Exactly." But that's why my character is literally within game has talked with people like Shepard and Arlington, and is trying to get like a hold of the armory, so that way she can progress that story. Because I'm not going to just hand wave it away, because then it feels cheap to me.
So, well, that seems more like event organization. Being like, I'm not quite sure how that quite relates to... quite relates to the topic.
Well, what I'm saying is, that's kind of off topic in a way, but
They're saying
main
a
point is...
scenario more.
The scenario would be like me essentially walking around the area of Purple Lotus going home, or going to a place, and then getting attacked by synths, right? And like, how do I, like, several of those synth soldiers or whatever it is I've seen, right, or a couple of their agents, like, how do I, do I just like...
For one, I think that one is very specifically where there are specific sets of players actually playing as synths. I don't think there's like a synth army uprising or wherever.
So, okay. You gave me a scenario. This is what I'm gonna ask you. What would your character do? Would your character protect themselves? Would they run away? Would they know like there's too many people around the building? You know you're gonna do a lot of damage. What is your precaution? What will you limit down? You need like
the response. I know what the response would be. It'd be Levy would just leave because they can, and they know that their armaments aren't meant for being used in the middle of the city. But then, like, I get the feeling of like, well, then how am I supposed to prove what Levy's power level is, or indeed contribute to the community?
Well, for one, I think the big argument is it contributing to the community? Is the first question. Like, how is saying, "Oh yes, I can swallow a skyscraper whole"? How is that going to contribute anything to like the general? If I just turn up to like say, "Yes, Vela, I can swallow a skyscraper whole." How would that? How exactly? Exactly. There you go. Okay, good for you. So that's the big thing. Is that? So I think one of the things is that if you want, by the sounds of it, you're kind of wanting to show that, or you're trying to get involved with other groups, or you want to get more involved with other groups, or is it more just
involved in the combat roles than just the social ones?
Well, not just I guess like I just want to get more involved in like the community, and like it seems like part of it is heavily dedicated to combat, but also in a way I want to be, you know, by participating in more role plays, I hope to be more established as a character.
So for one, I would say quite a lot of it is actual socialization, being that the big important thing there is actual out of character relationships, because like
Yeah.
Agree.
Quite-
So,
quite a lot of it is,
Part of it?
I'd say, out of character relationships are an incredibly important detail about this, and this is sort of like the underlying and underpinning thing about all of this is that being a better role player is sort of an out of character motivation, so that more people can so you can interact with more people and they can enjoy being with you more, or you are a more enjoyable person to be with, sort of thing. So yes, sorry, I'm sort of deconstructing the entire notion here, but
Well, part of that
That's fine.
is okay, they're gonna need to know people to get involved into more role plays. Yeah, that's gonna be one of the big key things. You're gonna have to meet with Brunswick and other people like that to get involved into other groups. You'll probably have to take the role as an NPC for a while, so people can get to know you better. And trust me, NPC isn't that bad. It's an actually pretty fun role.
I enjoy NPCing. I get to get stabbed multiple times, and I can do my dramatic death noises. So, I think if you're talking about like the big level streamers, you know what? We'll tell you when we get there. But as far as
Oh no, I'm not talking about that. I just want to be like, I'll be honest. I don't care. Like, no offense to you.
Yeah, no.
I didn't care if you were streaming or not.
What do you mean by that?
Wow, no.
I am not
Like-
at the big level stream level. What
Exact-
the fuck?
ex-
No, what I'm
Exactly.
saying is like, I don't want you to think that because you're a streamer that I came here. I came here because it's an easy way to start role playing, so that way I could start getting into the community.
So
Which is so that way.
the big thing with
He's
community.
saying that he doesn't want to be in Chips' roleplay or any extremely big streamer roleplays like that.
What? Okay, look.
I think we're derailing.
Yeah,
very
we are
far.
derailing a
You're
little.
very-
We are
But
derailing a
the
little
main,
bit.
The main point is I'm here not for the streamers. I'm here for like the actual
So-
meat and potatoes.
So
of
you're talking about
multiverse.
like
That is
general people, like you want to be involved with more of the other people, other players. So I'd say first and foremost, if you're talking about Metaverse RP and sort of like Armory and all that, first and foremost, establish yourself as like actually being sociably pretty cool as a person. So establish that you are a cool person and trustworthy and not going to go completely overboard when you've got power, because like if you've got power and then
Hi,
it's
Panda, that's you.
hello, hi. Look, I play it as a joke. I play it as a joke.
I know.
But- But the thing is that
Okay.
it is along the lines of establishing that it is about establishing trust, because the biggest and most important thing about roleplay is trusting the other people, because you're trusting other people with your characters, and so if you yourself prove yourself to be trustworthy, then generally more people are more inclined to do RP with you, which I mean, to be perfectly honest, I'm a bit surprised that I did get, well, sort of like a soft invite day one from Yui, or from day two, was it? Like, to join the staff. So I guess it's just sort of along the lines of, I've shown that I'm at least a mature individual who can actually respect boundaries and all that. And so respecting boundaries is also a big important topic, because like because roleplay can cover some topics which can make people very uncomfortable, and so showing that you're a mature individual who would understand when it's too far and knows how to step back from that. Also, it's just building trust and showing people that you're trustworthy. If you can show people that you are a trustworthy individual, then generally more people would be more interested in you. Well, just in general, but like especially, but in particularly for RP. Also, out of character, not being a dick. In character, it's excusable. Out of character.
See, the thing, there's also a very important key component there. Yes, you can be a dick in character, but the problem is, do not fucking bleed when people are telling that your character is a dick, or they do it in character. That is a big issue that is happening. But
So,
character bleeding is another topic.
yeah, character
not the main
bleeding
topic.
How do
isn't.
you even address bleeding?
That is another topic. We can
Okay.
talk about it another time we have a workshop, because holy shit, there's a lot I can say about that one.
Hooray!
But in the end, back to the main topic. Sticking with your main character. To answer basically what you said, what I've done with Red Hound in UE, I have a monster book in D&D, the 5th edition. I was checking up some of the monsters because we have so many mythological creatures. And when I decided to what equipment and everything I had, I was like, what is the strongest thing UE is equal level to? Because even if I don't like D&D, I don't want to use the term, it's the easiest thing to tell people I'm at this power level. Because people know a lot about D&D and those mythological creatures. That's how I do, to tell them, this is how strong my character is.
So using it as a soft comparison, being like, I'd probably say like, if I was say strength-wise, Panda would be like level 2 or 3 martial class, maybe monk, not sure, I don't know. Maybe ranger, probably ranger. Actually,
But the thing is, when you start doing that, you can start putting in stats as well. When
yeah.
you know what you're gonna compare to.
So it's sort of like, yeah, you've got something to compare to. So you've got like a general framework of, are you like a level 0 commoner, or are you going to be a level 20 demi being, or are you just going to be straight up Orcus? Are you like a CR30 monster which just shoots eyeballs, or are you, yeah, exactly. Are you going to be like hyper powerful, or are you going to be like that? And you do want to sort of, when you've established that power level, you've then got to think of how would that then affect other traits of my character, being like, for example, if you've got a hyper powerful individual, it's sort of like, so how would I make this interesting and not make everyone just go, it's just boring. And so you've got to do like, and quite a lot of, so for example, hyperintelligence, many people resort to zany and wacky, which can be overdone a bit, but meh. I think it's also knowing your tropes and playing them well. That's something that I want to add, is knowing tropes and playing them well. And I'll admit that I was addicted to TV tropes for a while. And yeah, so I know the general tropes, and even in character I call them out. Not my proudest moments, but I do call out tropes, and half the time I do end up being right. So yeah.
Well, either way.
But there's nothing wrong with following tropes, though. Huh?
You guys also was talking as if they need to know exactly 100% of their character as day one. You gotta remember, our characters develop over time as well.
We covered that actually already.
Yeah, we did cover that quite a bit. Yeah, now that's fair. That's fair. We did cover that, being that day one you don't quite know what's going on. You don't want to establish yourself as being all powerful, because then it's just being like, oh, they're not willing to take any risks as a character. They want to remain completely inert because they're perfect.
One thing I can say, when I joined as UE, I knew for a fact Fox Girl is, she's like, okay, something with the fox. Okay, I was thinking spirits maybe, so that's the reason why I can do magic shit. UE is more of a supporter in the long run, believe it or not, how I created the character. But we had a big fucking issue at the Purple Lotus when I joined. We had so many dragons, and I want to point out, rude dragons. Even if even if it was in character, they were fucking rude and flexing. I mean, sure, a dragon is prideful, so I decided to. Since I went with the Gaelic route and all that, I was checking up history about the dragons.
Dragon slaying. Papa
Basically,
dragons.
that's how I did my equivalent power level and did my research with the Gaelic mythos and kind of swirled it into my character's backstory to try to make it sense and all that. And in the end,
So-
yes, my character is an
Alright,
power level
Citron.
dragon because they have slain dragons by their own hands.
So, would you be open to answering questions about people's characters in terms of helping them find that kind of power level?
Just gave you one tip with D&D, but because that's like the most common thing a lot of people are using within the RPverse.
I mean,
Hello?
I'd say like,
Tycono's not that much of a bitch.
I mean, I'd say
What?
wow, look, it's wow. I'd probably say like,
Wow, why do you have to kick?
okay, with
Get over here. Get
Okay.
over here.
with your character in particular, Visha, I'd probably say like
Imagine that being
you're
a
going with a ship. So you're going to go with an actual battleship. So first and foremost, do you legitimately just transform into an actual full-sized battleship, or do you just have like, are you just a mini battleship, or you can just summon a mini?
Okay, so how it works is that they take a full-size ship and they make it into essentially minimized rigging, but it still has the full firepower of a regular ship.
So ultimately, you're talking about like being an actual fully naval. So at that point, what kind of struggles would an actual fully like miniaturized ship would take? As in, like, what would their day-to-day struggles be, for example? That's the general thing. Being like, what would their struggles be? What kind of character flaws or outlooks? So, like, take both the good and the bad of your character, and think about.
Well, they can't certainly fight within a street. None of their weapons are basically street legal.
Well, it's not so much that. I mean, so you can do that. So you can work that into. So here's a bit of philosophy, or here's like a phrasing that I like to use. A good story is when a character wants something badly, but can't seem to get it, or struggles to get it. And so that's one of the things, being like, what is it that your character really wants, and why are they struggling to get it? So you've actually told me yours, and so that's general that. But sometimes you can break it down into smaller chunks, being what other small things are there that they want to do, and why do they generally not have an easy time doing it? Like, I don't know. Actually, Panda's not the greatest example for this, is he?
Well,
I can make the example for that. Zovella's a conjurer, but remember, her magic is wild, so anytime she conjures something, it can randomly disappear.
Roll a D100.
Yeah, pretty much.
So that's why they can't have it, but what do they want? Like, as a general character, what is it that your character wants in life?
Brandon Tycon is only half dragon.
Well,
Well,
for Levy, Levy is, well, essentially been drafted into a navy, but like in terms of whatever, they just want their freedom to be their old form again, because technically that's a prison for them. But main point is in terms of, so would, because a battleship could kill a dragon. I mean, like 100, if several hundred.
Depends on the dragon. Let's be honest here. Considering that, look, Considering
That's
all
not
the
bad. Shit
dragons we've
depends on
seen,
what type of ammo type you're using, because dragon scales is like one of the strongest materials out there in the verse. To be fair.
once again, actually, you know what? I do want to see like just a battleship shooting a dragon and then just seeing how that would go down. But beyond that, go on.
I want to say this. It's good to ask certain questions, but this is also one of those times I would recommend as well. Both in the Purple Lotus Discord and in my own Discord, we have an RP question section. You know, you can type down there and ask people for their opinion and what they see as well. Because
Okay.
once
Because like
again,
it's not strictly. Okay.
the topic here is about keeping your character more relevant. Such now you're asking about power level and
Okay. So in
Chath, Rage, are you here? Are you seeing this? I think you muted yourself, or I can't hear you.
No.
What?
Oh wait.
It's you, Panda.
no.
Oh,
No, me.
I
I'm
didn't
good.
hear them. Oh, okay.
Sorry. So, but yes, all right. I'll keep that. I'll put that in the that particular section then.
or you wait until it's one of the more relevant topics. But I feel like I'm gonna end this little workshop now, because I feel like we have gotten through what I want to get through. In the end, do not overthink and overwrit your character if you're gonna join. It's okay to take breaks from your character just to recharge that battery again. But also, you need to adapt depending on what scenario, what settings, realm, whatever. You do have to respect that when you're joining. Don't come in and be an a-hole. That is very important, King. The out of character aspect, as well as Panda pointed out, you need to know the players, how they are. Do not mix with how they are as a character and how they are real life. Seriously. That is a very common mistake that is happening within the RP community as well.
Yeah. Yeah, no. So that's... I'm trying to remember what I had. I think I had another thing to add, but it sort of slipped my mind.
Well,
Have you guys talked
nothing
to
else?
them? Maybe, for the first few weeks, you might just want to just watch it. Be in the room and just kind of absorb everyone.
I mean, that is
what they do.
That is kind of what... I mean, that is pretty much what I did, is that I just came in as a blank slate, being like, yeah, you know what, I'll come in, just watch what everyone's doing, see what they're doing, so I can kind of get a general feel of the general situation, what kind of people they are, and then you can adjust things based on how you see them. So if everyone's a vampire, then you kind of want to be a vampire. Unless you have a very specific reason.
That works for a vampire, though.
Look.
Yeah, that's true.
Unless you have a very specific reason to not be a vampire, if everyone around you is vampires, then, it kind of makes sense that you yourself would also be a vampire. So, it's sort of... That is very specifically for a setting, though. So, go on.
Well, I wanted to say it's a good example, but then I would come with the counter question. What type of vampires, what type of settings are we in? Is it based on Vampire the Masquerade, for example? Then I have 1,000 answers why a human could be there.
Yeah.
Oh.
I love that game.
So,
what was the drug dealer's name?
I'm talking about the RP, not the game. I'm talking about RP. I even LARPed Vampire the Masquerade.
No, I'm talking about that. It's like, you know how hard it is to get a game going for that on Roll20?
So, what?
Good luck with that.
So what? Basically, what? I mean, I could think of like, oh hey, my sister's gone missing, and last I saw her, she was drained of all her blood. I did some online research, and apparently you guys are here. Now tell me, I've covered myself entirely with C4 plastic. Why should I not explode right now?
So, wait, are you telling me This isn't an argument thing. But the thing is, if you're telling me a human come in and said they found out about this in the internet and they're coming in with C4.
Yeah. Okay, I know that's
Okay,
first of
off,
all you're supposed.
dominate. That is what a vampire would do. Dominate. That's a
Yeah.
power that basically controls your mind.
Hooray! So okay, there you go, plot resolution. But now you've got the situation of
But
there's a human here with all this C4. What do we do with him?
not only that, how did this information leak out? That's breaking the masquerade.
And see, there you go,
Yes,
more and
vampires
more.
aren't allowed to drink till they're dead, either. So there's another break right there.
I mean, that depends on what setting. In this, like, it depends on what city, what year and era it is. If we're gonna go specific, Vampire the Masquerade.
Well, if there's C4, it's clearly modern year. It's not 1940s or, previous.
1940s plastic explosive. Yeah. So, but the thing is,
I was thinking more like,
yeah,
what was it, the Victorian ages. It's like, yeah, I don't see plastic explosives in that time period.
well, Oddmuse, I think you did come a bit late to this,
Are you
so
guys that bored that you just have to go? Wow. Well, either way, what I will
I'm not that bored.
say this. I'll say it like
There's
this.
2 people over there that aren't RPers.
Right. Well, either way, all I can say is this. I want to close this. So I want to say thank you for joining the first RP workshop after hours from Lotus Garden. You are free
yay.
to join the lobbies if you have questions. I do read chat from time to time. I will tell you guys that. It might not look like it. So thank you all for joining. I'm gonna personally end my stream. I don't know about you, Panda.
Oh well, look, I go until 3 a.m. or something, so that's 4 a.m. for you. So
if you want to follow this one,
hi,
and do it. Do your advertisement. Do your
hello,
advertisement.
yes. I endorse this as my favourite shop on the Citadel.
And you missed your chance to get some followers.
Oh, come on! Come on!
Don't worry, it was just a happy little accident.
Sorry,
That was Panda and his happy little accident.
I completely missed. Ah, damn it. Okay. But yes, sorry about that. Ah, dear. Welp, rip. I've
Rip.
had a little. I mean, what did they even say? What did they even say?
It was your turn.
It
It was
my
your turn to do advertisement for your channel.
look. Honestly, yeah, nah. I'm just look. I don't need to advertise my channel. If people are interested in me, then they would come to me for who I am.
Advertising helps though.
Yeah, okay,
Do
yes.
pads.
Yeah.
But like you being there is good. Is good too.
Look, I'm a goofball. That's I think it says look, it says more about my personality than any advertisement ever will. Which is, oh dear God, what actually, oh fuck, that's probably one of the worst things I could have said. Oh shit. Welp, rip
Who,
me.
Commander Shepard.
See, I haven't even played Mass Effect. That's the thing. I've
love
never
that.
played Mass Effect.
Uh-oh, I'm being mounted.
Oh, dear.
God. Oh, dear.
And hello,
Uh-oh.
there you go. Hello, hi. Hello. Oh dear. Yes, hi.
Are you like?
Yep.
Do you have issues
Good.
with life? Because the second one was probably the best of the series.
Look,
No, it was a wannabe Guilds of War shit game.
wow. So yeah, welcome guys. Welcome.
Like story wise,
Oh dear. Okay. Tell you-
Like,
Tell you what,
literally, you could build a gun in
Tell you
Mass
what,
Effect 1 that had no
Visha,
cooldown.
jump off so you can continue your argument. So I'll let you fight to the death. I'll let you fight to the death. Ah 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 ah. So yes, thank you very much. Greatly appreciate. Wait, is there a mirror? Oh, there's a mirror.
Yeah.
Woo! But yeah, no, honestly, so yeah, welcome guys. Hopefully you guys
Is it bad that I'm
enjoyed.
getting really used to just being able to figure out where your seat is? Like, this
Nah,
is...
it's alright. Look, honestly, when you
Like-
do it enough times. Also, Cheshire, what the fuck?
Like getting
Stop
on a
doing it.
horse.
Stop doing that.
Oh,
Look, Rage, can you just 1 minute time
Oh,
out him
dear,
or something?
phrasing.
Because like, come on. Look, it's not the first time. It's not the first time. It won't be the last. So, besides, I'm kind of infamous for my bad phrasing. So, yeah.
Also, literally, have you seen what Cheshire's been shitposting?
Yes,
on
I
your channel?
know, and I'm wondering
The
why
entire
aren't my
plot's Aladdin.
why isn't my mods doing anything about it? That's the truly shameful thing. Well, yeah, it's just Chesh. Of course, it's just
Oh my
Chesh.
god.
It's just like, you know, still, some things are encouraged, some things are not. Thank you very
Also,
much.
apparently, he stealth-rated you.
Yeah, self-rated me or still rated me. Yeah, no. And
Stealth.
stealth
Stealth,
rated.
as in Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, no, I see that Yui's raided me with like I did get the notification, didn't I? Look, Rage, it's yeah, exactly. So yeah, look. Yeah, no, that's
There
fine.
needs to be a map for, like, Tony Hawk where you can just grind on rails.
Oh,
And I'd love to see you play it.
I'd love that. I would love that. Yeah, no, seriously, I would play the shit out of that because this is just
I
like
mean,
my
there
favorite
is-
thing to do.
They did re-release it if you want to play that game on stream.
Maybe I'm not sure on stream. Like, I actually started Underground, but never got to finish it, which is a bit of a shame. But
It is a
yeah.
shame.
because Underground was really fun, it had like an actual story to it.
Mm-hmm.
But-
Like, I think they released 1 and 2 for Pro Skater.
Oh, okay. But yeah, dear. But no, look, look, Cheshire knows what he's doing, and Cheshire is shit posting. So, look, you just gotta particles. You can turn them off. Okay, that's nice. But yeah, no, it's dear. See, that's the thing. Rage is a cultist of the Latin spice. He has a go at Cheth for starting the lamp cult, but Rage is a cultist of the Latin spice, so yeah, that's the main thing. But yeah, so I'm actually thinking, so about your character in particular, like Visha, you've got questions.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm happy to talk about this because I'm not stuck to one particular topic. So, or I'm not going into this with a particular theme. I just generally like giving advice and helping giving like suggestions.
Well, for me, it's mostly based in the idea
Oh,
that,
yes.
like... Oop.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
oh.
it's fine. It's fine. You can keep going.
So, like, most of it is while we do laps in a library or study hall, whatever. So the main thing of Levy is, of course, the numerous cannons and such. Like, and then there's like the special, like, once every so often, like
Laser cannon
ability
beams.
blast they have.
Yeah.
Yes,
So-
that you've seen.
I'd say first and foremost is determining when it's appropriate to bring those things out. So, for
Which is most of the time, like,
never.
as long as someone's in Zafira City, it's gonna be unless there's unless like local government is like, we're getting our ass handed to us by like an invasion.
Yeah, so this is the thing being that I think you've sort of established yourself at the point of being a bit. So at the beginning, Yui was saying when you're first starting out, don't make your character too powerful. And so the thing is that I'm not sure if that's sort of like if you've quite done that. I mean, while you want epic god tiers level of powerful, that's still kind of like a battleship, and so I think with that bit of wisdom, I think that bit of wisdom might have come a bit late for you. So honestly, with that sort of thing,
I mean, the original version of Levy had almost no power to them. Like they were literally, I can do Eldritch Blast a few times, and I have Shield, and that's it. They're literally only supposed to be a scout. They weren't supposed to do any combat because, and this is the main thing
and
I want to say, like one
that comes
of the issues that
I'm
holds me
alright,
back
but
in doing
depends on
most
what
role
time.
plays is that I can't do combat really because with the exception of Levy's current character,
Mm-hmm.
with the exception of Levy's current character, which has animations and has like tools available, I can't really do it with other people's combat characters for NPCs because I don't have even the ability to use my hands, so I really can't participate in like NPC stuff.
So the thing is that you don't have to have hands to be an NPC. If there's just like, for example, if you go around as like, there are several different characters that you could be that don't require the use of hands, just being like some random background creature, or just or something like. I think it's just like understanding your weaknesses and just working around them. So, for example, I don't have full body, so that means I can't punt people despite me really wanting to sometimes. But ultimately, that doesn't mean that I can't say RP drop kicks someone. Or, I mean, you've done like RP headpats and all that, so that's at least something. It's just that, one of the. Sure, you won't have quite the same effect or pizzazz, but this is where it comes to creative use and ingenuity. Creative use and ingenuity is the big thing that comes to play here. Also, squat. So you do generally one of the big things that shows people that you can truly stand out is being limited and yet pulling it off regardless. Because it just shows that you are capable of working with your limitations and going above and beyond. Hello. Goodbye. So, yeah, it's... So, if you're able to show that even though you're really limited, you can still have really interesting things going on with you, then yeah.
I mean, like, Levy could still get
go on.
into a fist fight, and they're still strong enough to probably, like, most humans wouldn't be able to match up with them.
Yeah, and
like,
that's fair enough.
Like, I don't expect her to be able to handle, like, arm wrestling that one, like, giant lizard dude that showed up.
Yeah, so...
With a non-trap.
So, yeah, okay, aka her IRL boyfriend. So,
Oh, really? That's hilarious.
I think, yeah, I believe so. So, but the thing is
they
that...
play off well together, at least. So
well, yeah,
good.
I mean, that's a good sign, because if they didn't, I'd be concerned. But either way, the thing is that, you know Emily, like Emily the Neko?
Is that the one that goes Mew a lot, or am I
No, the one who's the blue head with the cat ears, and is also a desktop user.
Yes, her, the one that was the summoner, yeah.
That was a what?
Summoner. She said summoner, I think.
Is she? That must be new, because like, but she's just like, she's a desktop user. But the thing is that she's sort of like human level, but then developing new powers, and then it's sort of like it's all then developing. And even though she doesn't have hands, she's still showing that she's she's doing RP like that. And so you are still fully capable of role playing without hands. So it's just that a lot of it then comes down to description, and I mean, if anything, it genuinely comes down to personality, as in being generally likable, being a nice person, being cool with whoever, and I think that you're capable of it. So, and that's for certain. It's just that it comes down to um how you can actually play off. Like, are you actually able to play it off? Are you able to RP interesting scenarios? So, for example, what using Emily the Neko as an example again is that she's been having struggles, but it's not combat related at all. She's been stuck in a vampire love triangle. She's having her vampire romance, and that is sort of like, it's sure there's like, it's not quite the traditional conflict being like, it's not good versus evil and all that, but it's more, it's like, oh no, I like this person, but this other person likes me, and I'm not sure about what's going on there, and oh no, I've fallen in love, but he doesn't seem interested in me, and all that sort of thing. There's various different kind of struggles you can work with. So yeah, I'm not suggesting that you take on a romantic subplot, but it's just like, yes, look, Chev, I know I did just describe Twilight. We even have a sexy werewolf. That's how Twilight I'm making this. There is a sexy werewolf. Just, but yeah. So the thing is that not all conflicts have to come from power level and all that. Some of it can be purely social, and I myself haven't really done too much as way of having conflicts with things. I suppose Panda's current character arc is actually learning to be a responsible person with power, because he's just been because he's been given, like, he's trusted, effectively being told that he's trusted to run the cafe if Yui's not around. So it's sort of like, so the current plot development is, how will Panda cope? Will he bend or will he break? And so there you go. And no,
I imagine inmates are running the asylum scenario.
yeah, sort of thing. It is sort of like that, but so that is sort of like you. I think one of the things is that you sort of break things down into miniature arcs. So when you've seen enough TV shows or animes or read enough books, you can generally sort of identify separate arcs, being like, this is the arc where we explore, say for example, the rabbit has discovered that he actually prefers potatoes instead of carrots. How will he cope with this? How will the rest of society cope with this? Who knows? Will he suddenly find sudden camaraderie with the Irish? Who knows? Sort of thing. So it's just sort of seeing what kind of. Also, that was purely ad lib. I had no intention of bringing up that comparison at all, but it's just along the lines of thinking, what kind of struggles are you going on with? How long are they? And how long will those struggles go on for? How long will they be part of that arc for? How will you keep it interesting? Like, is there any complications or something that keeps things spicy? Or is it just like, because you want to have some things where there's also highs and lows, where being like, sometimes there's like some chill moments. Oh god, what's going on? Chill moments. That sort of thing. So it's also quite a lot about pacing as well. And so, yeah, I think just there's quite a bit going on with that. And it's just something that you get a bit more aware of the longer you sort of think about it, analyze, see more examples. So yeah, it is just I think my superpower is TV tropes knowledge. I'm not gonna lie. Hold on, can I make this jump? Hey, there we go. Yeah, my superpower is TV tropes. So because of that, I kind of know generally how things can play out, and sometimes people just completely subvert it, and sometimes people just embrace it wholesale and be like, yeah, you know what? Fuck it, I want my sexy vampire romance. I want the werewolves in there. Sure, why not? Nothing wrong with having sexy vampires. Oh, look, there's nothing wrong with sexy vampires, and there you go. Sometimes you just want to lean into a trope wholesale, and that's your character. So, yeah, I think one of the things that I like doing things my style, or what's it? No, where am I going with that? So some of the various different things is that I like to try different things quite a bit. And during my Starbound days, I did get very experimental after my main character was effectively written off for a while. He was so my main character was the mayor. Well, somehow ended up being the mayor, despite being effectively the human equivalent of 15 years old. And then he got kidnapped by terrorists. And so after that, because my character was effectively written off, I had to go about and discover new ways of doing things. So that was when I suddenly got the CRP bug, and I got I was just poking about, or I was trying new characters, and
when you sent the money, I'm like, if you're gonna break the budget, then yes, of course I would.
Yeah, so sexy grandpas. Look, grandpas sexiest. The sexiest grandpas. So dear. So let's see, what's it?
I think we've gone a tad bit off topic, but I understand what you're getting at.
No, it's so I think one of the look, grandpas are sexy, but I think just generally with your character, you've got to think of what kind of struggles are they going to have, as in like, as far as naval combat, you're sorted. If you're in an open field, you're pretty much sorted because you're effectively a tank. Although you're a battleship, you're mobilized on land, so you're also a tank. So it's sort of like open land combat. You're actually fine. Crowded cities, you generally
can basically have to do fist fights.
Yeah, you're limited because close range means that you not only can you get yourself harm, or you've also got a whole ton of collateral damage, and so that's like, yeah, I don't want to use my powers. Can you guys beat them up? I'm kind of like, I don't want to explode the entire city right now. So
I don't want to level this particular city block right now.
Yeah, exactly. So, and there you go, and that's then your opportunity to give other players a chance to shine, being like, you're saying, all right, this is a bit out of my specialty. I'll let you guys deal with it. So next time you're in an open field and then there's aircraft trying to bomb you, then yes, absolutely, that's your time to shine, to turn into a giant battleship.
Or dive bombing goblins.
Yeah, exactly, or dive bombing goblins. Like, that is your chance to shine as being like, oh hey, I can deal with this sort of thing, but for
haha, battleship go brrr.
Exactly, haha, battleship go brrr. But for the most part, you want to establish what kind of scenarios your character will get involved with, and what kind of scenarios your character won't get involved with. Being like,
Oh, yeah.
for
I
example,
can see that
I've currently geared Panda to be very sociable, being that he's going to want, or he's going to try and be sociable in any social situation. But as far as combat's concerned,
You're the person who believes that you can convince everyone, including the enemy, that with enough speech checks, you can get your way through the game.
look, maybe, but I'm not that I'm not that confident in my speaking ability. But generally, so it's sort of like
I mean,
try
you
to
certainly broke a main combat class character.
look. Honestly, I just it's fine. It's fine. Look, sometimes cutting words, psychic damage. There you go.
Yeah.
So yes,
No, given my background, I would say more like you made him take too much sanity damage.
look, yeah. So sanity damage, yeah, that is pretty much psychic damage, effectively being like this hurt him on a brain level. So so sort of the negotiator, being that I do generally try and do things sociably, being that I am very much a socially geared character. I do want to develop Panda so that he's got some combat abilities, so that he's not completely a sitting lemon. But one of the things is that I want to develop him specifically into wind magic now, because I think that that's just generally a strong theme, and wind magic, instead of being just like a general wizard of, oh hey, I can do everything, whoosh whoosh sort of thing, I'm saying that if I limit myself into one particular magic, then that magic has like strengths and weaknesses. And yeah, I mean, like, tornadoes are cool, but I really don't think that strong wind is actually going to do too much against bullets in particular. Like, maybe arrows, sure, but bullets, nah. Especially if someone's going to be like, ah yes, I can point just further upwind and then headshot you, haha. So it is just, yeah, I think just like determining what you excel or what you don't excel with, that's an important thing with establishing what kind of character you're going to play. So, for example, with this, have you thought of scenarios where your character will excel and scenarios where your character doesn't excel, other than just accidentally leveling a city block?
I mean, I guess in caves and such, it wouldn't be a good idea.
So, confined spaces in general. So, that's pretty...
There's something known as blowback, and that means that just the explosion itself could cause damage just by the air.
Yeah. Sorry, go on.
Basically, what happens is that the air is affected by such a way that you could literally just disrupt people's organs with the explosion.
So my question is that would this harm yourself? Is the question. That is the big question. Is that, are your powers capable of doing damage to yourself?
Yes, I would say yes, honestly.
And that's an important detail to establish.
Because it's ammunition and explosions happen regardless, but so.
But are you actually able go on.
Maybe not the blowback, but most likely the rest of it.
The resulting aftermath of having tons of things falling on top of you, aka being crushed by rocks.
I know, but
yes,
the thing is, I need
that or the explosion.
So yeah, so I think the big thing is that you've now established a weakness, being that you can't fight in confined spaces. So, and that is still, I mean, that's still like, it's a weakness that's induced by the fact that you have a powerful ability, is that the powerful ability itself gives you a weakness.
I mean, like, she has a few minor spells that she can do. Like, she can still do Eldritch Blasts, and she can still cast Shield, but those aren't going to stop, like
Yeah.
that's not going to stop the boss's main ability. It'll stop bullets, but not like...
No.
Yeah,
Like, it'll
exactly.
stop a few bullets.
And so you
like, yeah.
understand that it's not going to be, you aren't going to be completely invincible, being like, oh, I'm not useful, shield, yeah, okay, sure, whatever. No, you understand that you are also quite literally at risk. So...
Yeah, like, I mean, she does have armor. Like, she is able to take shots. The most of the shield is for other people, but, like, because, like, what's someone's small arm going to do against a battleship?
I mean, yeah, but the thing is that you're kind of pretty small for a battleship.
Well, yes, but, like, okay, so, like, this is the part where I have trouble transferring stuff in game and such, is in game they are able to literally take shots from full-size battleships.
Well, does that mean you'll then start taking in water after being shot by a full-sized battleship?
They don't take water, but they do, like, well, I guess they, like, I'm looking, no, because there is actually a stats effect for other things to start taking on water, but not exactly them.
The thing
they
is
just start
that
sinking below the wave.
so the
It's
thing
a very
is
interesting question on that.
so the thing is that while it's not perfectly, the thing is that now it's a matter of not taking things perfectly from the game, but adjusting things here and there so that it's more fair, more balanced, more interesting, so on and so forth. Like, you don't have to copy it completely perfectly. If you're sort of in an RP where sort of like you think that, oh hey, this damage system, it doesn't quite translate to me, but it sounds really cool and would be an interesting way of doing things, then yeah, by all means.
I guess the main idea is that she just has a lot of health, so like she'll get hit, but like it's gonna be like yeah.
But still, the thing is it's more along the lines
I'm not sure.
of
Like, this is the part where I'm trying to figure out exactly how tough. Like, I understand how, like, where the weakness is with her power, but again, figuring out how tough she is something I'm trying to figure out.
See, and that's the thing, being that if someone just shoots at you with an AK-47, then hypothetically,
I don't think it would hurt them. Like, that's
exactly.
So, like, it'd just be like, okay, alright.
Yeah, so the thing is, it's just like, at that point, what would he do then? Being like, oh hey, someone in an alleyway, just jumps out from behind a dumpster and tries shooting you with a Glock. They're just mugging you for your money. So
if it's just a hooligan jumping out from behind a block, I'd probably reach into their mind and fuck with them.
Okay, so
there is the Eldritch side of the character.
So basically, not only are you a ship girl, but you're also mind fucky. You also mind fuck.
Well, there's the part that she is like an eldritch creature. Don't forget.
I do remember that. It's just like when it comes to that sort of thing, how will that then translate? So, say for example, this is something where you're just doing this. Say for example, someone wants to run a miniature scene with you, where it's just like they're testing you to see how you handle being mugged.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, like, because, like, here's the thing, like, most of their abilities I've stripped, like, knowing the community metaverse's aversion to Eldritch, I've severely, like, limited the amount of Eldritch shit they can do, and most of it is social in its way, because it's mostly knowledge and ability to do rituals, and then, like, a few Eldritch abilities. Like, the spells that I know are all Eldritch abilities that you can get as an Eldritch character.
Yeah,
like
so
a warlock can get shield as a spell.
You mean so
a warlock can get
based off of? So this is based off of D&D then. So
this is a tiny bit based off on D&D, but the mind fuckery thing isn't. It's literally based off of what the character did in a previous video game. So,
What do you mean, your character or?
well, the basis of this character comes from because I hint at the backstory. In the backstory, it's the same character from Call of Cthulhu.
Oh right, yeah. I've not actually read your backstory. Is the thing, and so one of the things is that I don't.
I've
assume...
never posted it anywhere.
Yeah. Oh right. So you've hinted at. Oh right, you've hinted at it. So I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, Levy's full name is Leviathan.
Yeah. No, I remember. I remember that, and so it's sort of like, oh okay. I remember you. One of our first or second conversations was like, oh yeah. Now that I've told you that I'm just like a literal abyssal creature, you seem oddly calm about it. You're like, oh, I've seen worse.
Yeah,
So-
that was one of the conversations.
So yeah, I think the thing is that it's just like, one of my character traits is that I am extremely open-minded. I am extremely open-minded, so that's why I consider myself true neutral, because I am extremely open-minded. You feel bad about killing someone because they'd leave behind a baby? Kill the baby. Sort of thing. There you go, problem solved. Yeah, so, yeah, as in, like, that's one example of how being truly open-minded can result as both a good or an evil character. So, and so that's just generally why I consider myself being truly neutral, because I don't have anything against evil characters in particular. I don't have anything against good characters in particular. I be chilling with the villain. So, you know, I think that's just it, because I'm so purely social. I'll just get on with anyone and not make too much of a fuss.
Like you do get along with this villain. Like,
yeah, so I know that you've got Observer as a character, and I know that you're saying that Observer so far their general motivation is to observe the humans and all that, and then it's all like, yeah, but they don't really have too much motivation. There's not too much motivation for them to actually do anything with other characters, which, I mean, so far it does seem like it is a bit of a background character sort of thing.
it is. This is literally just a character. This is not a main character. It's not meant to be whatever. It's mostly meant for handling, just being a boss character for Levy to fight, and then
Yeah.
whatever they want.
So yeah, it's just that sort of thing. So
I don't plan on killing her because that would cause some other issues. So like that's why I'm okay with brooding around with you, because like you're interesting. So yeah.
Yeah, so, and the thing is that Panda's not gonna be the type of person who, so like, immediate. I've come to the acceptance and understanding that immediate plot resolution is boring. Immediate plot resolution is the most boring thing that could ever happen, which is why Panda isn't just going to ask what's its face Observer for the relic or whatever, is because it's sort of like, because I know out of character that's actually something where it's a motive, it's a struggle, there'll be character development, and it's all that sort of thing, and it's all that rich, juicy goodness that everyone comes to RP for, is to show that their character can develop and they can overcome adversity, or they can't, and you witness the descent into madness. And it's just like you develop a really interesting character. You play an interesting character. Actually, Yui.
Senpai noticed me.
Yes, hi, hello. So would you say that the Purple Lotus is completely character development?
I love the.
It's a
color.
completely character development environment.
Character development, that's like the main
Kinda.
focus on the whole Purple Lotus lobby, is to open up so people can come in and meet other people so they can get dragged into other RPs.
Well, yeah.
That is the whole.
Okay.
I mean, so the thing is that, like, I myself, for example, haven't really been dragged into too many RPs. I mean, a few. I'll admit a few because, like, I remember being isekai. That was silly. And your dragon, what was it? Your demon hunting RP as well. So,
Well, I mean, that's
I
how it
got
usually.
a question, not a question, but I want to say something.
yeah, go
I
ahead.
feel like a lot of people, when it comes to social aspects, they forget that
Wonderful.
the people behind the role
Not
play,
many, do you
people
see?
behind
I
the
go like
characters are
this.
role players. They are humans. You can talk with them and plan things.
Yes, absolutely. This is.
So where's Kitty bot your mama?
They
Uh,
decided to.
My mother? Yeah.
They decided to
VR
stream.
Kimple adapts. Kimple basically adapts everyone that is a bot of any kind.
They've moved on to different
Well,
VR games.
technically, my story is I'm kind of her from a different dimension. Don't worry about it. Kind of how it
Don't
works.
worry about it.
Okay, but
yeah, that's a frightening thought.
yeah, I mean,
Kimball is the end-all be-all of the metaverse.
well, yeah, I kind of did a bit of research on Kimple on the Legends, and it's sort of like, the fuck is going on here? What's all this cycles shit? What the fuck? Why are there like, oh, okay, so something happened in this universe, and then, oh, okay, suddenly something happened, and what? Universe reset, and it's like, bruh.
Don't worry
Kimball
about it,
and her
bruh.
father are the reason why time magic is illegal.
Okay, right, that explains so much. That explains so much. If I
They're
had,
the only ones able to do time magic, but they can only do it for specific people now, quote unquote.
look, I mean, look, I still
As far
want,
as I
I still want to bring in a time wizard whose whole purpose is to just make people's coffee go cold. Just
Speaking of Time Wizard, so Twix's character, she's playing that Axolot that was adopted by Sachi that has apparently grown up, I see.
oh wait, it's grown up. So
Axolotl.
what? They're now a rebellious teenager.
Oh, another person who's used to Time Wizard?
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Con.
So yeah, so what? They're now a rebellious teenager who decides to sell their limbs for extra cash or something. So yeah, so okay, that's interesting. I didn't realize that Twix was one of like Sachi's babies or something. One of Sachi's angels.
I get away with all of my I get away with all my different models because of holographic disguise chip.
Hooray!
At least they all have a similarity.
But
well,
yeah,
that's not true.
Show them the Roomba version.
Oh my fucking god, there's
yeah.
a Roomba version.
but
Well, technically, we have to go to the first version that I ever was. Hi.
so okay. Yeah, so that's how I met Compile.
Well, yeah. I have a different version as well. The original version.
Okay, the original. Yeah, so okay,
Well,
yes, good job. Pop, 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 pop.
then I had this made for a girl on Valentine's Day.
Ooh.
Mary.
Mary.
Oh god,
Adorable.
it's
Then we
fluffy.
had first version of Compile.
Which sort of
So why did you change the cross to a green cross?
Well, that was my avatar maker's doing, and really I liked the green and the blue together, so we went with it.
Well, the red
Yes.
speaks error, and this one speaks good.
well, good error? Question mark. Like I don't know. You still haven't shown us the toaster. Or the Roomba, rather.
Oh, well, Roomba's not really my avatar. It's more Kimple. But
Yeah, it's still Kimple. Look at that. Look at that thing.
I'm listening to World of Warcraft music right now.
Again?
Yeah.
This is all yesterday.
Again.
Which one?
Ah,
Which
dear.
soundtrack you
But
on?
yeah, no, time magic. Yeah, exactly.
It's,
Look, I
mixed
still
up.
think
Right now I
that
am
time
listening
magic
to
is like
Graveyard
hilarious.
Shift.
And the thing is that I myself have thought a whole lot about time magic. I have had like big, long thoughts of if I had time magic, how would things
Big
work?
thoughts.
Yeah, big thoughts. I have had big thoughts on time magic, and I think that I've thought of a way that I'd like to do time magic. It's just like if I'm doing like time travel, I've had my own idea of how it works. So I would like to mess around with it, but but it's going to come with very certain things saying that okay, I need to know before we start the scene, are you going to go into this area? Because if you are saying yes, you have no backseas. This will actually change the scene if you suddenly change out of it. Because it's sort of like you do have to have a level of predetermined things on what would have to happen out of character if you're doing a role play. So, but the thing is that you have to establish no, you can't change your mind afterwards because because that would be like, oh hey, you see yourself inside the bubble. Are you going to go into the bubble? No, I don't want to. Okay, scratch that. You don't see yourself in the bubble. Do you want to go into the bubble? Yeah, sure. Okay, you see yourself in the bubble. Do you want to go in the bubble? No, I don't want to go into the bubble. Okay, you do see yourself, and so on and so forth. So you can actually cause a paradox, which is why, to avoid paradoxes, I establish them. Okay, by saying this, you will absolutely 100% will go into the bubble regardless of what happens, because if you don't go into the bubble then this isn't going to happen, sort of thing. You have to predetermine that you are going to do it before the scene, because if it doesn't, everything just collapses. Everything just collapses. So pretty much I just stuck infrastructure into role-playing time magic. That's all I've done. I've just said, you know what, this event will definitely happen. You can't change this. And there you go.
I think that's a relatively like solid idea for handling time magic RP.
Yeah, because
It still doesn't like I still know for a fact like there's like a hard like I don't know if you'll be able to do it in metaverse stuff, but it definitely sounds like a fun RP to have.
see, the thing is that I actually did this time travel thing with back when I did my creative writing, when I did like the Civilization Forum game, where I had mice. I played a civilization of mice, who then for some reason, because some other player decided to become the Fae and said, you know what, fuck it, everyone gets wizardry, everyone gets magic, there's magic in the world, fuck you DM, everyone gets magic, and then it's all like, yeah, you know what, sure, sure, we'll roll with this, and then it's like, I decided, instead of going straight into, oh look, magic powers, I decided, oh look, hero units. And so it's like I've got heroic mice who do brave and daring deeds. And so that's how I used it instead of just getting like, oh, super magic. And then some other thing led to like probably like a few centuries later I then did get access to magic, and then it's sort of like, you know what, sure, I'm gonna make it hyper themed, hyper specifically themed, which was actually that one was actually wind and lightning based. So actually, yeah, I think I'm realizing that I am carrying quite a bit of themes from that thing over to this character now, or like how I want to do magic and all that. But the mice were very much wind and lightning themed, so because it was sort of like they were the ones who watched the storms, they watched the weather, so they were sort of like weather controlling. As in, instead of being like Eldritch Blast, these mice focused on like doing little weathery things. And so, yeah, and it was only at some point that I decided, very near the end of that thing, where I decided, you know what? Time loops. Self-fulfilling time loops. And they have to be self-fulfilling. And so that's generally like, my whole idea is that when they at the time that my whole idea is that there were these bubbles of reverse time that suddenly appeared, and so what was it? Is that at the very end of normal chronological space, you create a circle around these time bubbles, a magic circle around these time bubbles, and it stops the time bubble from existing. But what you're really doing is that you're creating a circle of reverse time, and then you're setting everything from before that time that you did the ritual to then become reverse time. So by making a magic circle around a time bubble, you are effectively creating the time bubble, but you then end its effect. And so, how far back the time bubble goes, I don't know. That's going to be a bit weird. So, yes!
Well, no, I'm just saying goodbye.
Okay, alright. By
Getting
doing a
in
magic
charge.
circle around a reverse time
Bye.
bubble, you inadvertently create it. Yes.
Hug? Yay, hug.
I'm not
Hey,
in the
hey, hey.
mood for fucking thinking that much right now.
Look!
Panda.
Bye,
I have
Sai.
thought... yeah, okay, come here. Come here. Yeah. Look, I have overthought time magic. I will admit this.
No!
I will admit this. I have a solid system. I have a solid system. But yes. Okay.
Okay, you take care.
Ah, dear.
You all take care.
Alright, you take care.
Nice time at the casino if you're gonna go tonight.
Actually, what time is
You
it?
take care of yourself, just rest